Hi everyone, and welcome back to Family Law Assistance. And I can't believe we are the 14th of December already. As you can see, I'm getting ready for Christmas. And you need to see this, okay? I haven't just gone like a bit in for Christmas. Oh no, I have gone full in. I'm just going to stand up and watch. See, I have got like full on Christmassy today. Oh, I don't know. I come back from I walk 4 miles a day, and I came back from my walk today, and I thought, you know what? I know what I need to perk me up today and to crack on throughout the rest of the day, and that's of course to wear double Christmas. It's not pajamas, it's loungewear. Anyway, I hope you guys are well, and I hope that you are getting sorted for Christmas. Now, one of the things that we notice here is that Christmas and January tend to be pretty busy for us for obvious reasons. A lot of people seem to, rightly or wrongly, Christmas tensions rise, and people often use Christmas as an excuse to perhaps stop contact, or maybe there are some issues where Christmas can't be agreed between parents. So totally get it. Also, it's at a time where allegations of abuse tend to rise, people who are struggling, people who are right now are very, very much alone. And one of the things, in fact, today's live is inspired by a phone call that we had, what day were we? Monday, so Friday. And then we had a late minute SOS call. And the person on the end of the phone said that they needed us to attend a hearing this coming week. And look, their case was no different particularly. The details of the case were not particularly different to a lot of the cases we have dealt with on the day-to-day. So I was thinking, why at God knows what o'clock on a Friday are you contacting us? And it was just so sad. It's a story that we've heard for so many years, and I'd like to say that it's a story that we've heard very recently, except it wasn't. I could pretty much lip sync to what was being said. So in short, he's got an emergency hearing this coming week, and he's been facing a slew of allegations and had been stopped from seeing his child. He has already got representation, so he already has got a solicitor and a barrister working for him. So I'm thinking, okay. Sadly though, one of the things that he said that he'd noticed, and listen, I know some amazing, great solicitors and barristers. We have collabed many a times in the past, and I'm probably sure we'll continue to do so in the future. But one of the things that is a common complaint, and hashtag if you know, you know, is that last time he turned up at court with his barrister, said I wasn't quite sure whether the barrister was acting for me or for the other side. Now, regardless of not knowing the details, the mere fact that he felt that he was fighting with his own team kind of rung alarm bells. Sadly, of course, we at Family Law Assistance have seen this story again and again and again. The problem is, especially nowadays, is that the lawyers that are working tend to be really overworked. And I don't know what the case was in this particular instance, but generally speaking, we find that solicitors tend to be very overworked. And the common things that tend to get said to us are that people aren't just really getting enough bang for their buck. People feel that they're not listened to. People feel that they're just not being heard. Their voice is not being heard. And that can be really practically like somebody, a solicitor or a barrister rocking up to a court hearing and not knowing their children's names or some certain details such as that. And let's not ignore the fact that there's a huge backlog in courts at the moment. Now, one of the things that we have strived, we've been around for 14 years, just throwing that out there. 14 years is a long time. And over that time, we really have been there, seen it, and got the t-shirt. Every Christmas, hi Louise, I could just see you watching, hi Louise. every Christmas and January, it's always the same, you know. We hear the same complaints that we have from solicitors all the time, and especially now coming up to Christmas, where guess what, parents don't agree on Christmas. People face allegations of abuse, people who are suffering from domestic abuse. The last thing that they need really when they're seeking help is for them to be battling their own help. I've said this to loads of people, and I'll say it here right now. It doesn't matter who you've got by your side. You've got to feel like that person, be it someone from here or a barrister or solicitor, you have to feel like they're on your side. Now, of course, here at Family Law Assistance, we're always going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. But in there, we're still a team. And I noticed that coming up to Christmas, that often can get lost. And it certainly was for this particular person. The complaints that we have been such that we can't really ignore them. And I think I did a live about this on Friday. I know the days tend to blur. But what we do is, it is different from what a solicitor and a barrister does. What people tend to find with us is that we really have got you. You know, one of the things that we've absolutely made sure about in Family Law Assistance is that we've got people covering the country who genuinely care, and we don't overload them. When you're assigned that person and you're with that person on a journey, and it is a journey, they're there with you. There's none of this backlog. There's none of this overwhelm, overworked. There's none of this, oh, I can't make that hearing today. If you know, you know. You know when you've built up that relationship with somebody, and it's bloody stressful. Can I just say, all of you watching this will know how stressful it feels going into a family court arena. Most people that walk through the family court virtual doors have never been in that scenario before. So making sure and picking the right person for your team is absolutely crucial. Christmas in family law tends to be the most stressful time. For those of you that are going through court hearings at the moment, for those of you who aren't seeing your children at the moment, for those of you who are facing allegations of abuse, for those of you who are struggling and are going through domestic abuse right now, this is arguably one of the loneliest and most stressful times. And we get this. We're dealing with non-molestation orders. We're dealing with emergency applications, particularly around this time of year. We really have made sure that all the systems, there's a whole bunch of stuff you guys don't see in the background, which is probably just as well. But there's a lot of running around. There's a whole army of people that we have in the background that kind of, honestly, I feel like sometimes I'm a bit of a show pony, because without all the background stuff, the people who take the people that take our calls, the people that help build the website, the people that are helping with the bot, so that we are pretty much on call 24/7, and of course to our team who are just on standby for you guys pretty much it feels like 24/7. But coming up to Christmas, we absolutely get how important and stressful this is. And let's talk about court backlog. If anyone's gone through court recently, they'll know that the average thing now, the go-to, is to have remote hearings. That in itself is stressful, because all right, you're at home, okay, you can wear loungewear, but sometimes when you're trying to communicate to the judge, you think about that most of our communication is non-verbal. And when you've got a telephone hearing, all we have is the verbal, which is only about that much really of our communication. So the judge misses out on things like eyeball rolling. They miss out on the huffing and the puffing. They may be able to hear it, but it's not quite so prominent as they would see in a real life face-to-face court hearing. Now, just on that point, courts are looking to return back to some kind of normal, although quite frankly, I think we're in a new kind of normal. One of the things that, part of the reason actually why we've expanded Family Law Assistance for you so quickly, was because people, I've noticed, and this is complete feedback from people that we speak with, generally we found that people don't want to or can't afford to pay for the £250 an hour plus VAT that a solicitor charges. Like I said, I'm not at all solicitor bashing, because we do collab a lot of the time, and like I said, we do so in the past and we'll be continuing to do so in the future. But generally speaking, let's call a spade a spade. People just don't want to do it. People are, first of all, we've got Google, and I know what you think about Google, but there's a lot of information out there. And family law, really, I'm going to say, is probably not so much about family law. It's about family. I mean, the clue's in the title. And yet we go to court to decide over that. The mere fact that there's a court there makes the whole thing adversarial. And really, you know what? Things do work a bit better by consent than if a court has to impose on it. And I know people have come in and they said, look, it's completely alien. It looks like English. It sounds like English. It doesn't really feel like English. There's processes and protocols that you as a person don't know. But you are the case. And that's one of the things that here at Family Law Assistance we totally celebrate. You are the case. You know who, what, why, where, when and how, like that. You're not having to rely on that third party. However, you do need guidance through that minefield. What to say, what not to say, what forms to fill in, what not forms not to fill in. How do you cope with talking to professionals? I guarantee you that most solicitors and barristers don't have that covered on their resume. It's complicated, it's emotional, it's stressful on speaking to the CAFCASS or speaking to the local authority for when they compile their report. It's difficult when they're trying to compile that report during a global pandemic. How do you do that? How do we access equity and fairness at the moment? Added to the fact, and I keep going back to this, that we cover the stuff. I've just seen a message pop up. Katie, I'll get to you in a second. I've lost my train of thought now. You win. Have my remote hearing tomorrow. It's a DRH, but believe it's going to go on to a final. So Katie, if they've listed it for a hearing tomorrow, it's probably not a final unless both parties can agree. But yeah, the other thing I've noticed, I don't know, Katie, is yours like a telephone hearing, or have you got like a video hearing? That'd be interesting to know. In my experience, the tech for video hearings hasn't gone well. For a start, the court don't use Zoom. I know who's not heard of Zoom by this point, right? So they will have another video platform which they use, and oh my gosh, the stress of people's internet connection failing, people dropping in, people dropping out. People have never used tech before. People don't know where the camera is. People don't know where the mute button is. I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing. Katie, I've got everything crossed for you. Okay, I wish you all the very best. We are just a news alert whilst I'm at it. We are closing. Cloud Platform was sent the link today. That should be easy enough to access, Katie. Apparently, just click the link, okay, and you should get in. All right. But don't do what I do. I had somebody on Zoom and I hadn't disconnected from that, so my camera was used on Zoom. Ugh. But you'll be fine. Drop it. Let us know how you get on. Yeah, drop the comments and put a post up tomorrow. Let us know how to go on. If it's gone crap, yeah, just say it's gone crap. Okay, and we'll be there to commiserate. But yeah, much love to you. Okay, we've got you. I think that's the thing. When people are going through this really stressful time, the law and the process is one thing. And Katie, listen, you've probably been through a court hearing before. Nobody is standing up going, objection. Nobody's citing case law. Nobody's citing statute. Nobody. What it really is a judge and two parents, usually, maybe an officer of the court or local authority, but generally speaking, that's what it is. And the judge is trying to get some kind of thing that works, whether it's in finances, fourth hearing, there we go. So you know how it works. No, this is not an episode of Suits. And I think when people start going into this, that's what they expect. Kate, I'd love to ask you a question. If you were given any bit of advice before you went into court, and you could look at yourself to the then you, what advice would you have given yourself before you started the court? Because often, like I said, it's not about the law. It's not, damn, I wish I'd filled that form in, or damn, I really wish I'd worded that paragraph better. Said nobody ever, really. It's about knowing how. It's navigating through that minefield. We totally get that speaking to people like Cafcass, addressing the court, I mean, they may know what the protocol is, but you don't. But you have an advantage. You have an advantage because you know everything. Because, like I keep saying, you are the case. We're shutting, by the way, guys, so if you need any help from us directly, of course the page will still be open. There's still a bajillion blogs out there. You might get me, my face is alive, but generally speaking, if you need an appointment, the last appointment we're doing is on the 21st of December. That's next Monday, and I'm knocking off from 1 o'clock. So guys, if you need specific help, then like I said, we'll be around. The team's going to be around till 21st. The amazing and fantabulous team that take our calls, they're going to be around till about the 23rd of December at 5:30. So if you guys need to book into the new year, we're off from the 23rd to the 21st to the 4th of Jan. So that's when we're taking off. So you'll find me under the table with a bottle of gin and a straw. Katie, go in prepared. Right, this exactly. Katie, you hit the nail on the head. Go in prepared and know exactly what you want out of the hearing and what you want to say. Right, exactly that. When I said I was going to leave it on a final note, I lied. I think what Katie said is the perfect thing to end today's live on, because the sexiness isn't in the court hearing. The sexiness is in the prep. The sexiness is getting your docs in order. The sexiness is getting organised. The sexiness is being prepared. The sexiness is being scripted. So we script everybody here at Family Law Assistants, mainly because I don't care who you are. So we've had clients that you see on national television, true story, all the way through to people whose first language isn't English, or people who have learning difficulties. It doesn't matter. The one thing they have in common is that you're not going to get anything more emotional than your children. So for that reason, we know what you want to say and we help you say it, okay? I'll always say that if time was currency, you wouldn't want to be wasting your currency in court. So Katie, you are absolutely right in that be prepared and know what to say. I totally agree with that. Becky, hope you have an amazing Christmas. Becky's part of our team, guys and gals. She's probably going to kill me for saying this. But Becky's part of our team, thank God. She deals with all the stuff that honestly make my head hurt. But she's part of the army of people that you guys don't see that happen in the background. So Becky, power to you. I don't know how you have the patience to certainly put up with me and Stephen and the rest of the team. But you're amazing. All right, guys. I'll check you later. Have a great day. Over and out.